Okay, well, just first of all, I want to say how proud I am of our guys for coming out and showing a lot of resolve in that first half. Obviously, it was a rock fight out there, and the ball wasn't going in the hoop on either side. But we didn't hang our heads after missing, I thought, some really good looks out there, and we kept guarding. And, I was really proud of Denham. He had a really tough assignment with Sensabaugh, who's one of the tougher covers in this league. You see that body, how strong he is, how he gets to his spot. And Denham made him work for everything that he got. He got going a little bit in the second half, but Denham defensively in that first half really kept us in the game. I want to talk about Oleg a little bit coming off the bench. We were getting beat up a little bit inside with Key when we went small, when Derek got into foul trouble. And I thought Oleg went in there, made a really nice take to the basket. Blaze is just not ready right now with his ankle. So he was an emergency only situation tonight, but Oleg went out and gave us really good minutes. And really everybody that stepped on the floor, Casey and CJ in new roles, I thought both gave us good minutes out there. I thought Jamarcus off the bench was terrific. Wilhelm, continues to make great plays, hustle plays on both ends of the floor. And when Derek went out, I think we scored on 4 straight possessions, and that hasn't been a theme for this team. When Derek's been on the bench, we've really struggled to score more than usual. But to get 4 straight baskets, we got a nice little rhythm in the second half. Having a 42-point half hopefully will help us have confidence on that end and string together 40 minutes. But I thought we had good looks. I thought we even missed some good shots in the second half. Casey had a couple. CJ had a couple that I'm confident will go down. We had really good offensive practices the last few days, and we had 20 good minutes tonight. And hopefully that carries over in the next game.
All 9 guys that played scored. You mentioned a couple of the young guys, but did you see maybe the back end of your bench grow up a little bit tonight with their what they did on this stage?
It's what it's all about for a bench player, sometimes guys that are out of the rotation, to get an opportunity like this and take advantage of it. And I was one of those guys. I mean, I was a bench player for a lot of my career. I was an out of the rotation guy, and when my name was called, I always did everything I could to try to be ready. And I give our guys a lot of credit for continuing to do that. Oleg is one of the hardest workers. I've talked about him in the past. Denham is in shooting every day, and then he comes back at night and shoots on the gun, and it just gets that extra work in to the chance that he's getting right now. Jamarcus continues to impress me, especially defensively. Had a couple nice takes, had a big 3 for us. But what he has done to pick up our defensive schemes has been terrific. CJ's been getting a ton of extra work the last couple days, and he made 9 threes in practice yesterday. So it's one of those things where that lid's going to come off. We're going to have a game, I hope, where we knock down double-digit threes and hopefully run away with one. But this team is working hard. Proud of the resiliency after 2 tough games. We talked about if we win the glass, we'd have a good chance to win this one, and I think we ended up winning the battle of the boards by 1. So that's a huge key for our team. And you can see the theme of wins versus losses. A lot of that has to come down to the rebounds.
Speaking of CJ, what was the thought process on starting Casey over him today?
I just wanted to change up. I went out to lunch with CJ the other day and just had a conversation, and it was in his mind as well, just to change up his rhythm and change up his flow. And he, took it great. And like he said to me that day when we went to lunch, he said, I've been thinking about coming to you and talking to you about doing that. So, it's a selfless act by CJ, and I thought he got some really good looks. And one thing I showed him is, before the new year last year, he was a 33% three-point shooter. After he shot almost 50, and I'm confident that CJ is going to get it going in his new role and hopefully be consistent with it the rest of the year.
I know you draw it up to go get a technical foul, but Denham said it did kind of fire the guys up. Could you speak about that? Did you sense that, and also I guess the composure they showed after that?
Yeah, they were a lot more composed than I was in that little sequence. But I listen. I obviously don't lose my mind a lot, but I wanted to go out there and fight for them. And I've had times where I've tried to get technicals and they don't give them to me. So tonight I went out and was a little bit heated, and DJ gave me one from across the floor, probably well deserved. But it did. It got the guys going. It got the crowd going. I was really pleased with the crowd. I mean, went out there early, looked a little bit like the Queens game, and then it just gradually kept filling in on a really crappy night in Lincoln weather-wise. So, thank the fans. They were a big factor, I thought, in helping us down the stretch. We were supposed to foul. Wilhelm tried to foul up 3 there in that last possession, but we didn't quite get it. So thankfully it worked out.
Marcus and his stroke and what it can be. How big, though, is a shot like that when it was tied, gave you the lead there?
Yeah, huge shot, no fear, and that's what I love about Jamarcus is he just stepped up with no conscience. And we talked about that before the game. Get out there, play with a confidence and a swagger. And the first half was a little bit tough when the ball wasn't going in, but defensively, that absolutely 100% kept us in it. But yeah, to step up and knock down that shot in the second half was a huge play.
Season, but what does this win do for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, it's a huge win, and you look at our schedule. We've had obviously a very difficult schedule that's been documented here with having the number one strength of schedule, and we've played the top teams in our league. We're done with Purdue. We played Indiana at full strength without Greasel on the road. We played at Michigan State, which is not an easy place to win, and Illinois at the top of their game. So we've played a very difficult schedule. Had 3 great wins: Iowa, who's rolling right now, at Minnesota, who's playing very well, and then this one tonight. But we felt that this was a very important one, coming back home and protecting home court. You have to do this in this league if you're going to have a chance to play in past March.
More physical than you anticipated it to be?
No, I knew it was going to be a physical game, and it's what they do. You look at their bodies. I mean, they're just, every one of them, they're freshmen. They're big, strong, physical kids. Zed Key is one of the more physical players in our league, and for us to go out, we felt that was going to be important to impose our will early. And again, the glass, we talked about it. You win the glass, you win the game, and that's what happened.
Tonight's game? Okay, now Coach talk about Juwan.
Yeah, just a quick update on Juwan. He met with a specialist this morning with our trainer RJ, and he's going to be out for the year. He'll have shoulder surgery next week most likely, and he'll be out for the season. There's a lot of damage in that shoulder, and I'll let our trainers, doctors talk about exactly what the diagnosis is, but he needs surgery, and there's no chance. We were hoping that he could rehab it, get functional, get his movement back and mobility back, and he was going to need surgery anyway, and didn't think there would be a chance to do further damage. But that play that he had, the injury against, who was it against, Seamus? Illinois, where it kind of wrenched back. He got a pretty good tear in that shoulder. So, it's unfortunate, but again, it's an opportunity for the guys that stepped up tonight for us to get significant minutes, and we're going to miss him. He does a lot of great things for this team. Should be healthy. Sounds like it's going to be about a 5 to 6 month recovery and get back for full strength for next season.
How disheartening is that, just after the season that he'd been having?
Yeah, it's hard because he was playing so well and playing his best basketball of the season. I think coming off an 18-point game at Minnesota, just gives us a presence out there on both ends of the floor. Great offensive rebounder, gets us extra possessions, and somebody that's going to take pride on the defensive end. They don't give those black shirts to just anybody. So he's a guy that does it on both ends for us. And like I said, I mean, we're going to miss him in a huge way. He took the news as well as you can, and he's going to be very supportive of our team and our guys, and be there for him every step of the way the rest of this year.
Yes, Coach. Thanks, guys.